What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and uh, I'm going to review the American Society of Magical Negroes. Yes, I know. I know what you're thinking. It's another white guy on YouTube offering his thoughts on this film, but just hear me out. And also click subscribe. So, this film does have audio description, and it's on Peacock. So if you want to see this, you can just, and you have Peacock, you can just watch it right now. It's a Focus Features release, so it went to Peacock pretty quickly. It's actually more expensive to rent the film right now on VOD than it would be to just have a month of Peacock. Um, so this film apparently is incredibly divisive, despite the fact that I don't think that many people have seen it. I don't think this thing lit up the box office, but it has a 3 on IMDb, which it takes a lot to get down there. It takes a lot of campaigning and trolling to bring a movie down to a 3. That's not really a fair rating for this, but I guess there are a lot of people who look like me who have been offended by this film and have decided to bring it down because I don't think I don't think black people are watching this film and going, yeah, let's bring it down to a 3. It's a black cast, black director. I have a feeling that even if we're not in on the joke as white people, I think this is probably a film that black people are in on the joke on. Not that not that I didn't get the joke, not that I didn't get the humor. I mean, there's plenty of humor here. Um, I've seen a lot of really self-aware black shows and black comedy recently. This reminded me a little bit of The Other Black Girl, the limited series that was on Hulu. Plus, I can't help but draw a comparison to American Fiction, Cord Jefferson's Oscar-nominated Best Picture entry, just because of the timing of it all. And when I think about like a debut director and sort of a movie that's similar to this, I also think of, Dear White People. Those films all sort of came to me, and I think everything I just named is stronger than this, but I don't think this is a bad film. I just, I think it has an idea that makes it cool, and it just doesn't invest enough time in it. Um, Justice Smith plays Aaron, who is our protagonist. He's a young black man looking to make his way in the world when he's invited to join something he didn't know existed. The title of the movie, Don't Make Me Say It Again, um, which I thought it was really funny because later on in the film, Aaron's like, shouldn't we like update the name? Like, shouldn't it be something else? Or, like even he addressed like being uncomfortable saying it. But that's also part of the thing, is that the film is about this, the American society is about black people addressing the comfort of white people and using their magic to make us feel comfortable. And I thought the joke worked, but they didn't really invest as much into that magic. They just sort of like did this secret organization thing. Dear White People does this too, at least the TV show did, where there was like an organization, uh, and they suggested at it and they teased it, and it's there, but they didn't really dive into it as much as they probably could have, and showing, necessarily how far reaching the ramifications are. I think they should have spent more time on this instead of what they do spend the most, the largest part of the movie is Aaron gets tasked with uh, the well-being of a white dude, uh, played by Drew Tarver, and um, he also ends up liking this girl, I think played by Mia Ford, um, who is that guy's like work wife, and they're like, oh, you can't date him because, well, he likes her, so he's trying to balance his emotions with also the fact that he has to keep this one dude happy. That's like his entire job in life is now to keep this one white dude happy. So he like loses to him in games of air hockey, ice, whatever that game is, where you got the table, and he tries to help his new white friend, with his situation, trying to get that girl to go out with him and all that kind of stuff. And that's really what the film is about, is that. But there's this lingering thing that we keep going back to. Like, they go back because like somebody misused their magic, and like this girl Tasha, she's like, she breaks the cardinal rule or whatever and gets kicked out, and because if one of them misuses their magic, then they all lose their magic abilities. So like they're working to like restore their magic for a little while because of something that Tasha did. It's all very like, it's something that it's a gimmick, and it's cool, and I get it. There are some people who float through this film that I enjoyed seeing. David Alan Grier is here a lot. He sort of plays Aaron's mentor, in the American Society. And Nicole Byer is in this cast, Aisha Hines, just some other recognizable faces. But it is very sort of an indie film. It didn't seem like it attracted too many people that are necessarily that recognizable, but it's got a couple in there. I think the film would have been funnier had it invested more in that, and had it invested more consistently in that joke, and less feeling like a traditional third wheel romantic comedy, which is kind of where this film ends up landing. It's just a balance. It's like, if you come up with a cool gimmick, stick with it. And if you, it doesn't matter what if you have something to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. It didn't bother me. I'm not like fragile. I wasn't like, oh my God, they allowed Black people to make a movie. This is terrifying. Like, no. I enjoy those other films and that one TV series I was talking about. And this is just, the problem is that I think the other ones did it better. They balanced their satire with, the odd elements about the show, the things that make them quirky, I should say. American Fiction does it so well. I think that's probably this film's biggest problem, is that it's coming so close after American Fiction, which really had its biting satire and really did it so well it got a Best Picture nomination. So this has a cool concept. It just doesn't invest enough into it. It uses it, but sometimes it uses it in ways that are just not really that interesting, or like it's like, okay, well, that was cute, but not really like laugh out loud funny, like not really just like rolling in the aisles. I feel like if I had been in a theater full of Black people, right? There was a joke that they made, this lady, I don't know, she stumbled or something like that. And David Alan Grier's character uses his magic, and he sends a little piece of paper in her purse for her to read. It says like, live, laugh, love. And she reads it and she smiles. And I'm like, was that the best joke? That was the best joke that you could make in that moment, was live, laugh, love on a piece of paper. And it's like, I mean, he supposedly has the ability, right, these magical abilities, and I think you can go further with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, some like free Starbucks or something. I don't know. I feel like there's a better joke than that. Um, so, like an out of season pumpkin spice latte would have been really funny out of something that is just really just stereotypical us on the white side. Anyway, um, this is not a 3 on IMDb. That's just people on the internet being on the internet. That's just they're trolling the film. This is not a 3. I don't think no. Um, I have seen at least one review of this on YouTube from somebody who didn't like it, who's white, which is unfortunate. But yeah, this is fine. It's just not the other films, which is its greatest problem is that it's a new director trying to break through, trying to get their voice out there. But I feel like their voice kind of got a little lost as the film just kind of becomes this love story, just kind of a traditional love story. And it kind of loses its satire when it does that. It's like there's an on-off switch and it can't find a way to consistently be satirical or consistently be funny or consistently be real or anything like that. It feels like it's two different movies. It feels like somebody wrote a rom-com and then like a studio was like, no, we're not going to pick that up. And they were like, why not? Well, it doesn't have a unique enough voice to it. And they're like, oh, you want a unique voice? Well, and then they wrote the American Society part into it, and then somebody was like, oh, okay, but they left like most of the rom-com there, and it's just, yep, it still kind of feels mostly like a rom-com. Like the part that I think most people are likely to be offended by or whatever, have a problem with, is really the least invested part in the film. Like, go for it, you know? You're already getting a 3. You're getting a 3 on IMDb from people who don't even know what the film is about, who I doubt ever saw it. And you might as well just swing for the fences. The audio description here I thought was really decent, was really good. Nothing that really stood out to me too much to like say, oh my God, this audio description was amazing. I also hate the fact that it's on Peacock because Peacock never lets me watch the credits. It always sends me into something like immediately. It's so afraid. A couple of times it's actually like cut off the film. Like the film is still going. It's like about to end. And then it just like transitions into something. I'm like, the film's still going, guys. Like, where did you put that mark? You know? But yeah, I didn't get any narrator information here. So I got nothing for you guys on that. It's fine. I did make a comment earlier in the year when I was talking on an audio description forum. We were talking about somebody was praising the audio description on the Epshaws, and I said that typically what I've noticed is that shows that are predominantly non-white, that are led by persons of color, are usually better audio described than they are if they are a diverse cast / predominantly white lead cast. There are a couple of examples of films this year that have really exceptional audio description would be Shirley and Mea Culpa. Just have the attention to detail in the characters, especially Shirley, with hairstyles and everything, is really good. And I've noticed this also in TV series, that if you put certain people front and center, it allows certain narrators and writers usually end up getting hired to do those jobs. And they end up showing you exactly what representation looks like. I didn't feel that here for some reason. I didn't feel like there was that level of commitment to making sure that came through. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I definitely heard more committed audio description before in terms of individuality and personality and hairstyles. You know, a non a non POC like myself. I'm trying to, this is always walking a thin line, might not describe as many diverse hairstyles or know how to describe all the diverse hairstyles that POC can have. However, people who are on that side know what all those hairstyles are, know what to call them, and usually end up making sure that all those various hairstyles are represented. So just a lot of interesting choices that can be made, and sometimes just are not. I felt like this kind of fell in the middle. Like there's a little bit of that, but it's focused a lot on the magic part of it, which is just like, cool, that's Harry Potter, but I didn't even think the magic part was that interesting. I thought they didn't do as much with it that they could have. I wanted to see some big sweeping magic, you know. But it's just like little things, like little sheets of paper, live, laugh, love. I was like, that's your magic ability. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna wrap up. The American Society gets it's fine. It's definitely not a 3. I just it's funny because it's got like a 50 Metacritic score, but it's got like a 3 on. So critics, obviously, who were able to discern from not being like offended, you know, by a film, have able to discern that this is not a 3. It's also not winning any Oscars this year, so that's true. So I'm gonna give this film a B-. So I thought it was fine, but American Fiction is really fresh in my mind, just to be honest. And actually, even The Other Black Girl, which is very similar in tone, just was released last fall. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I will see you guys on the other side.